What's cooking, all you motherfuckers out there in the Rat Pack? Today it's me, Ralph, and Tyler, and we've got a special introduction, the Big Cheese, Sean!
Sean,
thank you guys.
Yeah,
thank you
please
for having
save
me.
that because I want to fucking die after that. The big cheese, the
Like,
big cheese
am I-
Because
himself.
rats like cheese?
Oh yeah, you would like him.
Am I like Pepper Jack? Am I like American cheese?
Pepper Jack. I
You're
thought you were
American cheese, white boy.
white boy.
Holy
we
shit.
put a flame up to you. You do not burn. You
I
don't
melt?
You don't melt. You burn. I
Am I
fucked
like
that up.
Am I cheese that's like on nachos, or am I just like?
That's
You're,
still
you're a craft single.
Oh, that's
Craft
terrible.
Sad craft
single.
single.
That's terrible.
We're also going to mention, if you hear background laughter, we've got a live studio audience with us today.
Cue the clapping from the live studio audience. Thank you. I know.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I have the biggest cock here. Thank you.
Just you wait till Carter comes back.
I know.
No, you mean Pretty Boy?
Once Pretty Boy comes back, I will no longer have the biggest, unfortunately. But that's just something that we're gonna have to live with, or we might just not let him on because that.
I did make a knife we could just castrate him.
Yeah, we could. We could just like shave off a little bit, because then if we shaved off a little bit, we could also do it so like
We could then we could just call it a botched circumcision.
yeah, we could. Even though I think he's already circumcised. So
I'm not
aware
I'm
not about to
No,
start.
no.
we like to troll on the R.A.T.cast.
You couldn't tell, it was very evident.
Very evident indeed.
So I will say, you missed your chance. We're no longer accepting D&D party member applications in the comments.
Yeah, we finally have our group back together, so nobody else is allowed to apply unless we decide to abandon them ourselves.
We still will take incel applications.
Incels are 100% welcome. I definitely want to read all of those applications.
Yes, we just want to have a lovely interview.
We would like to talk with you. Have a little almost Chris Hansen like talk with you. Like sit you down.
We
get
don't
the
work
wine
with the
coolers
police
out.
though, so you're fine.
Yeah. Speaking of Chris Hansen and not working with police, let's talk about.
Did you plan that segue?
Maybe.
I could feel it a little bit.
We're gonna be talking about EDP. Eat that pedophile 445.
Dude, did you?
Why?
Right away, before we get into any serious discussions about EDP and him fucking kids,
Yep.
I just combined children and kids.
Chids.
Kids.
It's fine.
Chids.
It works.
And him fucking kids. I don't know how the fuck this man's thought any of the texts he sent would end up pulling him some tail.
Oh, he's got game,
He's got
brother.
absolute
He like
sarcastically, he's got game. Realistically, he's a fucking clown. He was like this supposed 13-year-old girl, the fucking
the
bait,
decoy.
The decoy
Yeah.
texted him. She's like, "What you doing?" He responds with, "Just dropped a mean ass shit," and then sends a picture of his full loaf of shit in the toilet bowl to this chick.
Dude, if that's not like refining the game, I don't know what is.
That's
Like,
evolutionary.
That's a power move.
No one's gonna fucking pull
That's
tail
alpha
with,
shit.
with
That
their
is.
shit.
That's alpha shit.
like, especially like that was. It was a little watery too, so I mean, I don't know if I would be so proud of that if I was going with it.
I mean, I haven't seen it, so.
Oh well, there's
not a
multiple
great shit.
pictures, so you can.
Okay.
There's multiple shits.
But just like how he was talking to this girl in general, it's like, how do you think anyone would want to fuck you like this?
the roller coaster of emotions too, because he goes and he's like 100% in it, and then he has that post nut clarity of like, oh fuck, this could get out, and
Yeah.
I could get deplatformed.
Well, that's the thing. He says when she says she's 13, he's like, I don't want to go to jail, and he
Yep.
stops. He dives back in with full fucking force.
Well, that's the other thing too, is with the full when they actually got him in person, they were asking about other like girls, and he said that he's like looking through and he's in his head, and he's like, there was Veronica, and what was that bitch's name? And he's like, I think there's about 6 of them.
the fucking people that caught him are not good people either.
No,
No.
There was one guy there who wasn't like affiliated with them.
Yep.
Who is a decent guy, but the rest of those guys are like not good people. The fucking what's Alex or Chet Goldstein or whatever.
Yeah.
He drops like N bombs all
Well,
the time.
not just that, but
and
he
he
was
also fucking his creepy with his decoys.
yeah, he was like, yeah, we get lots of weird pictures. Just take your top
Did
off
you?
and dance with it.
Have you guys seen the video of like him getting caught where he's like someone call the fucking police.
Really?
Like demanding the operator to get there, and like,
because EDP calls a friend to pick
Yeah.
him up, and the guy tied to the police is like, he's calling for backup.
He's calling for backup.
and he's just walking away, and he's like, someone get police officers here now.
Dude, fucking, I'm sorry, but if you can't catch up to EDP,
Yeah.
you've got a problem.
Yeah.
EDP,
Man is built like a
just
milk
like
dud.
freshman year Sean.
He is
Dude,
like,
that's bad.
He was chubby and on crutches, and we could just run away from
dude,
him.
that guy is built just like a white van. Like, he doesn't even need one because he's just so fucking big. Like, not to rag on the dude, but he was doing good.
He was, I don't know. And then, like, a lot of this stuff we saw through fucking Critical's videos.
Yeah,
on this,
through critical stuff.
and I watched his podcast too, because they talked about it a bit on the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and they also fucking talked about. Do you remember the guy who like reviewed Cuties and said it turned him on?
Yes.
So that was like a serious video. He was fucking in the comments saying how he wasn't joking and all that.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to spin it that it was a joke because he released a fucking rap parody of one of Eminem's songs where he's just rapping about how he's a pedophile. And like some of the fucking lines, like if you listen, like I was actually blown away because first of all, the entire rap is about him being a pedophile.
Uh-huh.
And then second of all, it's actually fucking good.
Is it?
It's fucking
It's
good.
good?
Yes, it's good.
I gotta listen to this
Well, listen to
now.
this. Do you want me to fucking play it right now?
Well, I mean, I don't want to get,
Yeah.
because he's probably got the best lawyers of the world if he can make a rap about himself being a
that's the thing.
pedophile.
That's because
Some
that's how
O.J.
he's-
Simpson type lawyers.
Well,
Juice is on the loose.
Juice is on the loose.
He was trying because he deleted that video and he put that rap up, and now he's trying to spin it like he was joking and that he wasn't turned on by 11-year-olds. But he wasn't fucking joking.
No.
But that's the thing now with these days is like, you really can't make a parody about you being a pedophile and not expect consequences among the community.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Like, if somebody makes a joke about you on like the internet, like somebody's like, like, I'm not the skinniest dude. If somebody was like, Ralph's fat, you gotta like roll with those jokes and like make them yourself.
Yeah.
Because if the second you get pissed off, like, don't call me fat, you assholes.
Then that's what people are
That's
going to
when
latch
people are
on
gonna
to.
call you fat. But it doesn't work when people are calling you a pedophile.
No.
I feel
You
like-
can't roll with people calling you a pedophile.
Well, yeah, because like there's a huge difference between calling someone fat and then someone being a pedophile. It's just
Yes.
two different things.
You don't fuck. You can make. I can make a rap. I could drop some sick bars about me being a real fat ass.
Although, not to, like, interrupt you, I think that Weird Al kind of has you beat on that, though. Like, I'm Fat instead of I'm Bad by Michael Jackson.
I saw a video when I was,
That's,
like,
the
10.
fucking, the greatest song in all of human history. So not to rag on
This-
you, but that
I
probably...
like. I don't want to like it, but that pedophile rap is actually really good.
Is it kind of like when that MGK and Eminem beef was going on, and MGK dropped Rap Devil, and it was like, the lyrics are shit, but the background music is actually kind of fucking good.
That's the thing, though. It's the lyrics.
Like,
that
the
slap.
lyrics slap?
The lyrics
Ooh.
slap.
That's
They were-
that's
actually-
so hard to fucking.
Because the background music was just the background music of that Eminem song, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And he just replaced the lyrics with the pedo lyrics.
Do you think that shit? Why can't I think of his name? Fucking Grant McDonald. Do you think that he could do one better?
That's debatable.
That-
That's debatable.
Grant McDonald's got some banger musics,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think I've heard him rap before.
I feel like he's got to have a price tag. I feel like we could probably get enough money to.
Is Homie still active on the internet?
He has to be.
It's like a Tobuscus situation where he just kind of dips from the internet for like 4
Tobuscus-
years.
Well,
Yeah, because
Tobuscus
people
did,
call him a pedo.
Yeah, because he was accused of being a pedophile, and then for a while it looked like it was true, and then it turned out that it wasn't.
That's one of those situations, because I like to watch fucking Philly D's news videos. That's one of those situations where I don't think I saw Philly D kind of like apologize for that, because he like was straight out of the gate like believing the accuser.
Yep.
And that really did not help the situation.
That's what happened with recently with the Vinny Vinesauce stuff. Was like a lot of people that used to be in that crowd were like, "Yep, Vinny's just like that." But then it was a few people believed it, and then like I think 3 of the stories got debunked or something because all the timing of things didn't pan out, and then it was kind of like what's his name, Dan from Game Grumps, where it was like, worst case scenario,
he's
they
an
had
asshole.
worst case scenario, he's an asshole that had consensual sex with an adult.
Yes.
But
That's-
even with Dan's case was kind of like, yeah, he was an asshole, but Vinny's, like, most of that looked like it was faked. Like, people they were lying about that, and then they were just kind of like adding more to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was definitely a harder one.
None of these scandals come even close to Dream's cheating scandal.
Yeah, Dream's cheating scandal. What a fucking haymaker on the YouTube community.
The Minecraft speedrunning community.
Oh my god, what will we fucking
Sean, are
do?
you a Dream fan? Are you a Dream stan?
Are you a Dream stan?
I've never watched Dream on
What
YouTube.
about George? Do you like George?
No. When I was younger, I used to watch Sky Does Minecraft when I was like
Oh,
10.
Sky does children.
Yeah. Continue on the
Sky
pedophile
beats
talk.
his wife.
Sky beats his
Dude, wait,
wife.
didn't he go into like a rap career shortly after that whole
was,
Minecraft
was
thing?
it rap? I think it was music, but I don't
was
know
a
if
music
Some of
career.
it was rap.
Some of it was rap. Okay.
I remember Leafy's here absolutely torching him on his channel before Leafy got taken down.
Leafy was a
I
fucking
was-
weird time.
I was in.
I liked when
Like,
he bullied kids. You
some
know it
people
sucked.
were like making videos that it was out of left field that Leafy got banned, and like it was kind of a dick move because like instead of getting banned, he should have just got one strike.
Yeah.
But like, you could see it coming from a goddamn
Yeah.
mile.
Oh,
away.
yeah, no, Leafy asked
He-
for all the hate he got. He asked
made-
for it all.
He made like 16 videos in a row on Pokimane, and that's literally like the fucking brand new YouTube policy with harassment is like one they enforce like the most strictly.
Yep.
It's like you could read, dude. If that was like a boxing match, it's if like I was boxing Sean and I said, Sean, I'm going to do nothing but deliver one right jab towards you. And fucking for some reason Sean didn't know what I was gonna do next.
That was the other thing that's when I started dropping off from his videos because I was still, I was a little bit younger and more towards his audience group when he was coming out with that stuff. But I remember watching them and it was like the 5th video or something like that, or the 4th, and he was like, because I'm gonna milk this for as long as I can. And then I stopped watching them because I just kept seeing them come out and I was like, oh, you said you were going to keep milking that, but I didn't know that when you talked about that 3 weeks ago, you were serious.
Remember
Also,
that
like-
Keemstar drama with him and Leafy?
Dude,
That whole
yeah.
fake drama scenario where it was like they beef for like a couple months and they made up and like,
Yeah.
oh, it was fake the whole time for viewers.
Yep.
Keemstar like fucking like,
He's wild.
That's another thing when H3H3 when he did the content nuke.
Yep.
He like did like old shit that Keemstar did years ago that everybody knows about already. It's not hard to fucking make a video slam dunking on Keemstar. The dude's a fucking villain, basically.
There's that, and like the other thing that like the reason why I was more behind him than Ethan was like they're both righteous cunts, but Keemstar knows he's a fucking asshole, and he
Ethan
uses
is
it to make
just-
money.
Ethan's just kind of like a person that's uninformed that speaks as if they know what they're talking about.
There's that, but he lies a lot about. Well, I haven't watched his content since that stuff, but he at the time was like he stopped making the content that made him famous and he started shaming people that were trying to like what's his name during that Pokimane scandal? It's a Gundam. It's a Gundam was the guy that made the video that only sort of talked about Pokimane, and then she went after his sponsors.
Yes.
And then Ethan was like sitting on his podcast being sponsored by fucking Old Spice and was like, I don't see why you can't just make your money off of ad rolls. And it was like, dude, you were living in fucking Israel at one point without being able to get out because you weren't making any money. How can you take that stance on somebody that's just trying to fucking make a living? Like that's kind of hypocritical.
90% of that video on Pokimane was just making fun of the people that simp for her.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
even on her.
Yeah, because they give all their money to Pokimane. He called Pokimane a thought maybe like 5 times in that video max. It's like it wasn't even that bad.
No, it wasn't all that bad. And then like all the people kind of getting on it for it, and it was just like it was a fucking dumb situation. I don't know. Fucking YouTube drama shit. It's fucking wild.
I don't mean to like hard disrail our conversation, but do we have any like Sean specific questions we want to ask Sean because he's here?
Sean,
Yes.
so I have a question for
Yeah.
you.
We're not going to talk about railing his family members.
Just
Sean, I don't have any more questions for you.
okay. That's fair. That's very fair.
Can I make a statement about railing one of his family members?
If you don't use names, sure.
Sean, your birth giver takes my penis very well, very efficiently. In the oral sense, the anal sense, not in the biblical sense, because I don't want to be anywhere near where you came from.
That's fair.
That's why I don't speak to your other birth giver, the one that produced the seed that made you.
Okay.
I don't want to get near that. Yeah, I'd say that's probably the end of my statement.
You know what you're like? You're like the stepdad in every like comedy movie that always gets shit on by like, the older son.
I'm the evil stepdad.
No, you're the one that's like always like the nerdy. You ever seen Cock Blockers?
Yes.
Like Cock Blockers, like that father who's like always kind of a nerd. And always gets told
but
to fuck
it's
off.
like I'm the nerd, but I'm the nerd that's fucking your mother.
Yeah. You ever seen the memes where it's like you come home and you're playing Xbox and you see like the stepdad's reading off like the son's gamer tag,
Yep.
and he looks away. It's like, that was my gamer tag 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like
I was the one that fucked your mom.
And it's like, what?
What?
Oh boy.
Oh man. I think that we may have to get the R.A.T.cast lawyers for some of these statements from here forward.
This is getting pretty rough.
a little bit.
We don't need the lawyers yet. We're gonna need the lawyers when I start talking about fucking his younger sister.
Okay.
Yes. That might require some legal guidance.
You be very careful.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
For legal reasons, my co-host Ralph was just joking about that. You see, we don't have a video attached, so nobody
Exactly.
can see what just
Nobody
happened.
knows what's going on.
No one knows
No
what's
one
going
knows.
on. That's half of what gets Joe Rogan in trouble, is people can tell when he's not making a joke about what was it that his recent scandal was. Like, he said something about young people not needing to get a shot.
Oh yeah.
And then he had to like backpedal and go, "Yeah, I'm just a guy. I'm not a fucking expert."
Oh, they also can't see how fucking trashed my room is.
That's true. His room is pretty trash.
You mean the recording studio?
Yes, the record. Thank
The
you, Sean.
recording studio.
The
Thank
recording
you.
Studio.
The recording studio has just ample amounts of like used condoms on the floor.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Sean just got back
Sean,
and he couldn't.
He doesn't
hold it
let
in.
us raw nut in his ass.
He doesn't.
No.
Yeah, so we have to use condoms.
We have to use the
Hey, yo,
condoms.
nah, fam.
Nah.
Oh yeah, we forgot to tell you guys. Sean hates the gays.
What? No, what? No.
Sean, then you must say here on the record that you love the gays.
I love the gays.
Thank you, Sean.
Somebody
Thank you,
clip
Sean.
that. Clip it.
We got the studio audience to clap to.
So moving.
So touching and moving from Mr. Blue Eyes himself.
I support everyone's choices, okay? I support...
What
I
about
was gonna say,
EDP's choices?
I do not, because that's pedophilia, man.
Are there any
Have
minority
you?
groups that you do want to attack on the podcast?
Not really. I mean, like, you ever see, like, California try to pass, like, pedophilia as, like, a disorder? A couple years ago?
It's probably.
It
I mean,
is-
it is a mental.
It is a mental
It's
disorder.
a mental disability.
Yeah.
Some people try to like pass it off as part of the LGBT,
And I'm glad
that's
that
fucked up.
Yeah,
That
I'm
is
glad
fucked.
that most people are like, no, you guys, you do not fucking fit in here. That's not. We fuck other
Dude.
dudes. We don't fuck little kids.
Fuck
I mean, it could be girl and
Shout
girl,
out,
too.
That's
shout out
true.
to Veggie Tail Facts.
Oh, my gosh.
Veggie tail facts.
There's a Veggie Tail Facts account that tweeted out. I think because pedophiles tried to rebrand themselves as maps.
Yes.
And he's like, I think that all maps, no maps, and pedophiles should all die simultaneously in extreme agony. And somebody responded, VeggieTale Facts, no, what if Twitter suspends you? And VeggieTale Facts responded, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees.
I'd rather die standing, or I'd rather die standing than fall, or than to be taken down, or no,
yeah, it
to
was-
live kneeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go VeggieTales.
Go VeggieTales, dude. Those CGI fucking veggies know what they're talking
You ever go to
about.
Applebee's and, like, always have that coloring, like when you're a kid.
The coloring books?
I used to color the coloring books at Pizza Hut.
Oh yeah.
There was coloring books at Pizza Hut?
Yeah, they were coloring. They had on the menus. You would like flip it on the other side or whatever.
That's right.
They give you a old Dixie cup with crayons.
Yeah. I always broke those crayons. I felt like a jerk after.
Sean, did you eat them?
No, that was my little brother.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Okay.
It makes sense, doesn't
Watching
it?
It does make
VeggieTales
sense.
as a kid though made me believe, probably till I was like 8, that God was a giant cucumber.
So you're praying every night. Oh
That's the
Lord.
thing. I
To the
I
big
only went to
cucumber in
church
the
because I was
sky.
forced to. So
I was an altar boy for a fair amount of years.
Were you touched?
I was not touched, but I did still come out half gay.
You must have been a little
So-
ugly then for the priest.
damn, fucking destroyed.
Damn. Wow.
Welcome to the R.A.T.cast, the Ralph and Sean podcast. Tyler is dead.
Tyler's fucking dead now. Was called an ugly little baby child. So much that the fucking priests didn't want to touch him because he was so ugly. Wow. Wow. Good one, Sean. Thank you.
I'm just here.
I think you're looking good after the haircut.
Oh
No,
yeah,
you look
I
fancy.
do look
You
pretty
look
good
nice.
with the
I
haircut.
do kind of feel like it was a dick move that Carter was like, "You need a haircut, bro."
Yeah, but like, it was probably due time. It was just, I don't know. I wanted to try some stuff with my longer hair, but I didn't ever get around to it because I was working so much. And it's kind of hard to fucking work something fancy into your hair and then just go work for 6 hours with a hairnet on.
I feel like long hair should be like a thing towards more of the winter. You
Well,
know?
yeah, that was why I still had it. It
Yeah.
was still cold. It's just like,
I had fun when I had long hair. I
remember you had really long hair. That was long.
wasn't as long as Tyler's.
I remember your brother had you on live stream of you just shaving your head, and there was like 30-something viewers. Just you like sitting out in a chair out in your front lawn.
that's
And now
awesome.
I'm bald, and I fucking love being bald. It's the greatest.
I mean,
You
yeah.
could do, you know what we should do for Halloween? We should all be different, like, porn actors. Like, you could be, fucking Johnny Sins. What's that really short guy with the short black hair that, like, does all
if
that
you had-
stepmom porn?
If you hadn't cut your hair, you could have been Ron Jeremy.
Oh, fuck.
Looks like it's Carter now.
Maybe. The pretty boy himself.
It's like,
Who would... You need to get the tattoos on the back. You can be Riley Reid.
Hey, yo,
I was
what?
gonna say you could be Mia Khalifa.
Ah.
wow.
Mia Khalifa, I fucking hate when I see those. I already talked about this off the podcast, but when they have those clickbaity like article things on the Snapchat stories that are like, oh, look what this celebrity did, and then it makes you think like, oh my god, they had a nudie get out, and then it's just Mia Khalifa, and it's like, oh,
That's normal.
fuck off.
Yeah.
Like everybody saw her porn videos already.
She's kind of like an asshole when people want to like interview her or talk to her, and they like try to bring up the porn stuff.
Yeah.
She kind of will like refuse to acknowledge
But
it.
doesn't she have an OnlyFans now?
Yeah.
Pretty
sure.
Because I remember Philly D, because he has a podcast where he just like talks to people for like a few hours and just asks them questions. He was gonna like talk to her about the porn stuff, and he like brought that up, and she like refused to go on it after that.
Oh, that's kind of fucking dumb. I mean, I get it. There's certain ways, like certain things you don't want to talk about, but it's
just weird the fucking like hard transition she tried to do. Like,
yeah.
because you could fucking get famous from porn, sure, and then go do other things, but it's kind of weird if you just try to like chop your history off with a knife.
Yeah, especially with how big it was, because like I get it.
Isn't she
If
banned from like some country?
Yeah, she was banned from her home country because of it, and her family like stopped talking
She
to
did
her.
the fucking
That's
porn
nuts.
with the hijab on.
Yeah, that was kind of the big.
It's a big no.
No, but
I mean, she probably would have been banned even if she had just done regular porn.
well, and the other thing too that was kind of bizarre though is there's all that stuff about like she was saying she was getting underpaid, but then there were other porn stars being like, no, the company you worked with is very professional, and you were bringing disgrace to their name. Because they were like, you chose the amount of money that you got paid.
Dude, because of the whole like trafficking hub scenario,
Yep.
fucking the only way to like pay for stuff on Pornhub is like with Bitcoin.
Really?
Pretty much because
Dang.
like the major credit card companies pulled out, and like a year before they did, PayPal had already pulled out.
Huh.
So it's like fucking, you gotta use like Bitcoin or some like obscure thing if you want to pay for anything on Pornhub.
Oh, something that I just wanted to bring it up just because it's a fun thing to bring up. There is a video, or was on Pornhub for the longest time. It was the one with the blonde hair girl with the brace face that like everybody had seen. Do you guys know that she's dead? She like died like a month or two after that video was made.
Damn.
Jeez.
Yeah, like she got like decapitated in a car wreck or something.
Whoa.
Yeah, I did not know that.
I did watch Hereditary.
Yeah,
That was a messed up movie. That movie was so messed up.
That one killed the studio audience.
I remember like watching it for the first time on my couch and just like halfway through the movie when like spoiler alert when like the girl's head gets decapitated from like the pole.
Yep.
And just like I was like, what did I just watch? And then like it pans to like ants eating her face. And I was like, I had to pause the movie and I was like, what am I getting myself into?
Dude, the night after we watched Hereditary here in the studio,
Yep.
We were going to bed, and like everyone else was asleep except for me and the studio audience. And I did the clicking noise that was from the movie, and the studio audience was like, it's like, guys, who did that? And I just pretended to be asleep.
Oh,
That's mean.
fuck.
That's mean,
That's
but really funny.
awesome. Fuck, what was I gonna bring up? Akame got killed because we were talking decapitated heads. I remember when Carter was watching that, and he was on call with me, and he was just like, "No, Chelsea! Not Chelsea!" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, it's fucked up, isn't it?" And he's like, "Her head's in the middle of the square."
So, I watched that in middle school.
Yep.
That's the only time I ever watched it. So like he was saying the names of people, and I had no idea which person had which name. So he's like, "No, this person's dead."
Oh no!
And I was just in my head. I was like, I don't know who that is. But then also in my head, I was like, it really doesn't matter because everyone dies.
Yeah, everybody dies. Just about. The two people that don't die. One of them, it's like, yeah, I understand. The second one, I was like, that kind of pisses me off. The fucking that came out. When did that come out? It was like, fuck it. If people haven't seen it by now, they should have.
Because Katana Girl didn't die.
No, Akame doesn't die, and the boss doesn't die.
I don't remember the boss.
The boss, she was the girl with the arm, the detachable arm.
Oh, okay.
She was the actual leader of the crew. She doesn't die, and Akame doesn't die. But the leader is like, listen, we're having a revolution. I'm going to be the leader. You know that I have to blame this on you guys, like all these war crimes. And I have to blame it on our organization. But they can't know that I was the leader of the organization because they won't make me the leader anymore. So then after that, it was just like, oh.
What's up, homie? You want to be on the podcast?
Oh, sure.
You can go join the studio audience if
You
you'd
can
like.
join the studio audience, good sir.
What's that?
That's our studio.
That's our studio,
Studio
audience.
Alright.
But
But if you want to talk, then pull up a chair.
yeah, you'd have to just pull up a chair and.
Exactly.
I'll stand. I'll sit back here.
Okay.
All right.
Uh,
My younger brother has joined the studio.
I'm gonna be
audience.
honest. You guys are talking about something I have no
I was
clue
gonna
in.
say, we
yeah, that's
should
why
probably,
I was just
kill
gonna
the
wrap. I
anime
was gonna
talks
just
with
wrap it up
Sean's here.
because yeah.
Because even though he is a nerd because he went to college, he's not a weeb.
He does not partake in the best animations.
I don't.
You need to though.
Do I?
You do need
He
to.
has seen a decent amount of Rule 34 thanks
What?
to me.
Oh,
No.
that's true.
Oh,
but
yes.
that's
man.
more of the anthropomorphic.
That's like-
No, there was some vor.
Ugh.
That was just Spider-Man and fucking what's it?
Stop.
I will pull up Rule 34 right now.
Don't
young
you
man.
do it.
Rule 34.
Don't make me get Scar's dick out. I have it in my camera roll.
I remember you pulled it up in the middle of the chat, and I was like, "What is that thing?"
Scar's dick.
Oh,
Scar's dick. There it
no.
is.
I also
That's
have
Scar's
Ninja
dick.
Turtle toes.
Oh.
That one was from Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter's a weird place.
Twitter
Do
is
you have a piss kink yet?
Yeah, do you
No,
have a
I
piss kink yet?
don't. I don't.
Man, we are we
Unfortunately.
need to make like a fucking
This is-
countdown.
So I've sent so much Rule 34 to our group chat.
Yep.
This is probably the only decent one I've actually sent.
Yeah, because Retsuko's pretty fucking cute.
Yeah. The rest of it's all nonsense. Like this
the
Vaporeon.
The Vaporeon.
That's really bad.
Fucking that artist made one of Iggy from fucking JoJo. they made fun of the fucking dog. And it's like, she's standing up with a fucking, like, shirt on. She's got the fucking coffee flavored gum in her mouth. And she's like, oh, it's fucking hot in here. And it's like, you're a dog. Shut up. Put your tits away.
If I never hear that sentence.
I do want to.
You're a dog. Put your tits away.
A little bit to the horror movie talks.
Yes.
I like this.
You guys remember the bear in the big blue house?
The bear in the big blue house?
You know what?
Did you hear about his nightmare?
Oh,
boy.
we have a story.
Sean had a fucking nightmare about the bear in the big blue house.
But before we get into this, let me remind y'all. This is like the first nightmare I've had in maybe like 10 plus years. I think it's because I ate something like 30 minutes before I like went to bed, so that could have been a reason why.
Yep.
But I had like the worst nightmare ever, and like I'm a big horror fan, so like my imagination can get really dark.
Yeah, he used to jerk off to Corpse Husband before he got big.
What? No.
You did try to have us fall asleep to Corpse Husband once.
Continue your
fair.
horror story.
Actually, I'll let co-host Ralph do.
I don't remember much like the details of his nightmare. I just remember the fucking main bear had like a bloody head in his hand or some shit.
Yes, okay, I remember now. So it was a camping trip out in some like really closed off, like secluded area, and there's a big lake in the middle. And I was out on a boat one day with a couple of friends.
Okay.
Yes. And let's say it's around like near sundown. And we're heading back, and then by like the little edges of the woods, like near like a marsh, I guess you would say, there's like these like really rugged looking bears.
Are we talking
on
like
their hind legs?
like wildlife bears, or like Chicago going down to a bar with the rainbow flags? Like, hey there, those kind of bears.
Like a bear in the big
like
blue
a
house.
like a bear in the big blue house.
Okay.
Show co-host Tyler.
No, I know the I was.
Yes,
I was
but-
making witty banter about homosexuals.
Yes.
Continue your story.
Sean's not inundated with that culture.
Yes.
Oh, he's a bottom bitch.
Oh. Wow.
Continue.
All right,
Continue.
so we're heading back, right? And we're at camp. We're on a fire eating, and the bears just somehow walk up. I don't remember like exactly
on the
how.
water?
No, like they're like at the edge of the forest here. Like they're like their feet are somewhat in the water. Like they're like halfway in the water.
Yeah.
We'll say.
Okay.
So they're like rugged, like they look dirty as hell. Like they just got out of somewhere. And so I can't take you guys seriously. You guys just fucking dying over here.
Keep going. Keep going.
I know. So we're at camp. They walk up, and they're like, for some odd reason, they're trying to like convince us to go with them somewhere. It's just somewhere. I don't know where. And I guess one of my friends says, "Fuck it, why not go?" So they walk off with the bear, and it's just me at night. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going. So I put out the fire, I go to bed, and the next day, I'm out on the boat, and this friend still hasn't returned. I'm like, where the fuck he go? So I'm out on the boat, and, like, I see the edge of the forest again, and the bears. And the bears are now holding my, like, best friend's, like, head. Just fucking battered and beaten with, like, his eyes gouged out. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And so I sit up at, like, 3 in the morning, like, what the fuck did I just dream of? I have class in, like, 5 hours.
You know the only person that can solve this mystery?
Scooby-Doo?
Detective Sean.
Detective Sean.
Detective Sean was a fucking G.
Oh my god. So in your dream, after sleeping, you woke up. Did you get back in the boat and go back?
Yes, I went back onto the boat.
And
I
then
should
you-
probably explain this. There was this little, like, you know, like when you're in the ocean, there's like this, like red, not buoy, but it's like that, like a thing like boats can see like, the little like red flashing light on it, like goes around in a circle like a siren.
You mean a lighthouse?
A lighthouse?
Not a lighthouse.
There's.
It's either a lighthouse or a buoy, homie.
We'll just call it a buoy.
Okay.
It's like a metal buoy that's like you can see above water. That's like it almost like protrudes out of the water.
Oh, you mean like the ones that are like on the little
Yes.
cement?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and so, like we were like by that, and then that's like when we turned back and like I saw the fucking bear just like
With the head.
with the head of my friend battered and beaten with like his eyes gouged out, and like it was fucked, and they were covered in blood, and I remember like
man.
waking up like, what is wrong with me? Thank you.
Applause from the studio audience.
I'm listening to my TED Talk. You got any solutions why the fuck I had that demented dream?
Did you drink apple juice before bed?
I might have.
That will do it.
Did you drink milk before bed?
I haven't had milk in months.
You haven't had milk in months.
I lived off apple juice and orange juice like the whole semester in college and water.
That's probably one of the problems then.
That probably
Apple
is.
juice before bed, I has heard, will sometimes do the nightmares.
Yes, that's why the apple juice. I don't know if it's confirmed, but whenever I have like dairy, like any cheese or anything like that,
I heard cheese does the
yeah
thing too.
It also doesn't really feel good to sleep when you got like cheese in you before you sleep.
So you guys, any guys got any like nightmare stories that you can
Any
remember?
nightmare stories?
I didn't have a nightmare, but like I had a fucking like sick ass action dream the other night where like I was like I don't know where I was. I was like in the woods somewhere. The ground was snowy, and like with like a massive thud, a fucking like giant like transformer-sized robot lands on the ground, and I like end up fighting this massive robot. I don't know how I'm fighting it. I'm just going at it.
Yep.
This massive robot's like shooting blasts at me and shit. I'm fucking like trying to kill it. And I just remember like one of the last things I remember before waking up is fucking I get like slapped the shit out of by this massive robot, and I go like flying like 100 feet into the woods, and I like land, and like this entire half of my skull is just dripping blood, and I remember like packing snow onto my bloody head before going back out to fight the robot. And I had that dream the other night.
So
hot.
I have something. Has anybody here ever listened to people talk about the shit that they see when they smoke DMT?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
My ex-coworker Chad told me what he saw when he did DMT.
That's fucked up. But I have something that's not. It's not because I smoked DMT before I went to bed, but anytime that, or I'd say like probably like 7 out of 10 times that I have a bad dream or a nightmare, it occurs in the same spot. It's in this.
That's weird.
It's in this mall complex. That's not like the one that's near us. It's like a 2-level
Have
mall.
you ever had like? Cause that could be like I took psychology.
I've had
Could that be
Yeah.
like, you know, traumatic experience in like a mall, or I
But
got really bad.
That's the thing is
like,
I don't.
memory?
I've only ever been to
Because your
one-
mind can suppress memories if it's too traumatizing.
Yes, but the problem is I've only it's a 2-level mall. I've
Yeah.
only ever been to malls with 1 level or one mall once that
Maybe.
had 4 levels.
Maybe it happened like when you were little and you thought like the mall, you know, the escalator.
I don't know, because it's not near the escalator.
Okay.
It's like and the other thing is it's you know the hue of when you go to the like the end in Minecraft, the ships.
Yeah.
It has like this purple hue like that, but a touch lighter, so maybe closer to like blackberry ice cream. But it always happens in there, and it'll be like walking around this mall and it's all fucking shut down. Like there's nothing going on. I'm just around there and something freaky fucking happens. Like there was one time where I was walking through and there were people that like their whole physique looked like people I know, but they didn't have faces. It was all like a fucking just a flesh heap.
So like him and I.
Kinda, except I didn't see you guys. I saw people like some people that were from my grade, some people that didn't look familiar.
Well, maybe,
But just from like their hair and their body and something that they wore, I could
It's
tell.
familiar?
Yeah, I could tell who they were supposed to be.
What was I gonna say? You guys ever like read about on Reddit sometimes people who like the exact same dream and like they figure out like who the other person was, they have no clue.
That's why it's freaky, because
It's
people
creepy.
you can be in
Because in the nightmare I had no clue who this person was, but it was like my best friend.
yeah, like somebody in Montana and somebody in fucking like somewhere deep in Europe can be like at not even at the same time, but they could smoke DMT and have the same fucking trip. And that's what freaks me the fuck out about DMT.
But speaking on like
people on Reddit though are kind of whack, because like I was like looking, because I just got my ears pierced like a little over a week ago.
Yep.
And I was looking on Reddit, and some people on Reddit were like, I wouldn't change my piercings until about 3 or 4 months.
No, I waited, like, just be careful. I waited an extra week than what the person that pierced my ears said.
I'm gonna wait till like the end of May.
Yeah.
so going back to the whole like abandoned thing, like what's your guys' idea of like an apocalyptic like environment, you
And
know? Like,
There's a couple different things
because
for me.
because you mentioned like the whole abandonment and then like finding things that look a lot like people you used to know.
Well, there's that, but any situation in which you cannot communicate with others. So if you were put in such a situation where for whatever reason you can't say something to people, like I've had dreams like that where people will be talking to me or something's going on and I know that there's communication happening, but I can't say anything no matter what I do. That freaks me the fuck out.
You guys ever had a wet dream? I've never had one.
I did
either.
back in middle school. I had wet dreams. I mean, appropriate time for them,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
I almost never had them because I was already jerking off at that point.
Oh.
Maybe it's because I started like right in middle school. I've
Oh,
never had a wet dream.
So I started back in elementary school.
Damn.
Dude was a
that's
player.
that's a fucked up story because I was
Oh, no.
I was still an altar server at that point.
Were you jerking off to your priest? just had to
Have
ask
you ever
that.
seen my priests like
Why
in
do
the
you
area?
think,
They're
Sean,
not.
why do you
No.
think the priests couldn't open the Bible?
You got a
No,
good point.
So, I was one day, I was literally just on like in my bed, and I just out of nowhere looked up naked women on Google on my fucking tablet I had, and I started just like seeing it, and I was like, I'm rubbing around because I'm like, oh, something's going on, but I wasn't like purposefully touching myself. I was just kind of going, and then I came out of nowhere, and I was freaking the fuck out. Like, I was losing my fucking mind. I was like, and I climbed down from my fucking bunk bed. I went into the bathroom, and I just started just like fucking like took my pants off and started pissing into the fucking toilet. And I was just like, it's just white pee. I don't have anything wrong with me. It's just white pee. And I was super fucking scared. And I went back into my room, and I was just like huddled up like this, like, oh my god, what the fuck just happened? Because I was in 4th grade. I didn't know what the fuck just happened.
yeah.
I was gonna say I would probably like 3rd grade or something.
Holy shit.
Carter.
Yeah,
was,
dude, it was scary.
I feel like that's how it really starts. Look at like naked woman just for the fuck of it, and then like you get
Well, I
addicted.
had an even more
Carter-
fucked up thing
Carter
happen too.
was over
but-
here one time. We were probably like 3rd grade or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And like, he looked up naked women on my computer, but like we were so young that I didn't feel anything. I just thought, haha, that's funny, naked women.
Did you? You remember freshman year of high school, the VR, and then 2 of our friends were in a hammock and they watched VR porn. And like, whoa, step bro.
I mean, we didn't watch VR porn in the hammock. We watched VR porn up in the air. We watched regular porn in the hammock.
Oh.
That was a really weird year.
I'm glad that there was a distinction between where the VR porn
Yeah,
was.
well,
and
everybody wanted to try the VR porn up there. Studio audience, you were there for the VR porn.
Oh, somebody in the studio audience was. I think we're technically both people there for that.
Yeah, because it was his VR headset.
Oh,
I think,
poor-
Tyler, I think yours is the only phone that will work with that VR headset now.
Oh well, I'm glad that my phone is charging.
Oh no.
Does that mean that I can like yoink that and bring that home with me?
I mean, I can't use it. Might as well.
Oh man, we got that, and then I've got the fake silicone reproductive toy that I can use at the same time, and
It's
then
like
if
a
I
fleshlight.
it's not well, it's technically a sleeve, Sean.
I've got multiple objects made out of silicone
Yeah,
hidden away.
that's fair.
To Sean's obvious discomfort.
Sean is definitely uncomfortable. It's because he's in between the two pretty boys that he knows that it's our podcast.
Your
It's
priest
our-
thought you were ugly.
My priest did not think I was ugly, you son of a bitch.
Maybe he had the one priest that wasn't a pedo. Or did that priest actually touch other kids?
Oh, I don't know. I had one of the for the longest time, the priest that we had was one of those priests that like actually went on tours in Afghanistan.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it was like
Okay.
I think that just from the way he was, I think he was fucking bitches. I think that he was not like 100% in the
There you
whole
go.
Christianity thing because he just seemed like a dude. He would talk in the prayer services and he would do everything,
Maybe
but then
he just-
outside of it, he was just a dude.
Maybe he just wanted to get better as a person. You know, tours fuck up people mentally.
Well, yeah.
Like it's a
That's
long
what-
time.
The guy who taught the blacksmithing class was a military vet who's still he's not in combat, but he like teaches classes and stuff like.
Yeah.
And so like that was his thing. He started to do to keep his mind occupied off of other things was to fucking start blacksmithing and making knives.
That stuff will really fucking get to you, and you never know like what's gonna set it off either. Because I mean, there are obvious things for like fireworks and shit like that, but then sometimes you'll just be like at home and somebody will drop like a fucking baking tray or something, and all of a sudden you'll be freaking out. Yeah. So you definitely gotta have stuff to comfort you after with that. Mm-hmm. Looking at that Southern comfort right on the table.
Yes, sir.
Our audience probably already thinks we're alcoholics.
Well, yeah, because we've been burping, but...
Well, also, like, how many episodes have we mentioned the Tito's in?
Yeah,
at least 4. At least 4.
We do have an expert fan speaking today.
We also did a fucking 30-minute podcast the morning after.
Yeah.
Where we were still...
We should have done it, like, as we were drinking. That would have been entertaining, and we wouldn't have said anything really bad.
No, probably not. But, you know, I was also tired as fuck.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, man. When I'm here in the studio after drinking or anything, the chair that I'm in right now, I have, like, the best fucking sleep ever.
I know, the recliner chairs are the best.
Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, I mean, I think I do actually know a little bit. There's something about the way that you breathe in your sleep when you're, like, reclined that's a little bit...
Studio audience getting a little bored.
Tyler, I used to jack off in that chair as a child.
This chair? Like...
yeah.
Can I...
That's hot. That's hot.
I want to look for some of the stains.
You're not gonna find stains on
do you
it.
think that it's like... Do you think it's like a fine wine where, like, it's aged enough to taste better?
My guess is that it ages like milk.
Is it gonna... Wait, if I did find any of it, would it be illegal for me since you would have been under the age at that point?
Under the age. What are you on about?
You can't talk about jacking off on here, you're a child.
Dude, look at that fucking spike in the audio.
No, that's okay. You just gotta accept it.
I'm glad that I can sleep like a baby.
I'm glad that we don't listen to these.
Ooh.
I remember where it was at, so well, if it's really bad,
we don't need to.
Yeah, fuck it.
He said it himself.
Any other questions for Sean?
Yeah. Do you want to help me look for something on this chair?
I mean, do I get paid?
You get
Sean,
a service in return.
That's fair.
Put your hot dog hands to use, homie.
Ooh, hot dog hands.
Autism.
It's not Asperger's. It's hand hot
It's
dog.
hand
For the
hot
audience who
dogs.
doesn't know, I have Asperger's autism. It's
He's
okay. They
he's
talk about it.
He's
I'm all for
he's
it.
our token neurodivergent.
Yes, he is the
Wow.
the how did they phrase it? The atypical child.
Damn.
Fucking that was in an episode of what's it called? Fat Albert. They have this new kid in their class and he's mentally retarded and they're like, "Hey, I'm pulling you aside for a second, Fat Albert. I got to talk to you about something. Do you notice anything weird with that kid?" And he was like, "Oh, no, he just kind of seemed like somebody off a TV show. He didn't speak much." And she was like, "Well, he's what doctors call an atypical child." And he makes this face like, and they're like, let me simplify it for you. He's retarded. And he goes, and he fucking looks around the room like he's never heard of anybody being retarded before. And the teacher's just like, "I want you to bring him with the rest of your friends and introduce him so he can have new friends."
The thing with autistic kids is, like, the majority of us are pretty normal. It's just certain things that just really get us upset more than most people.
It's just like the difference in the social interaction.
Exactly.
It's not all that different.
It's like sometimes you have a daily Sean quote of the day.
Yeah, sometimes you have the Daily Sean quote of the day.
My quotes are amazing.
Yes, they are.
Jerk circle.
Listen.
That still gets me.
Jerk circle.
No,
Do you
what year
remember
was
that studio audience? When Sean said jerk circle?
Jerk circle. What was I gonna...
That was forever ago.
That was a long time ago.
What was the... If
That
anybody...
was when he was still on crutches and we could run away from him.
Yeah. I remember we were playing Manhunt once. Someone used a scooter at 3 a.m.
That was Jacob. He was on the scooter.
Yeah, I remember just dying of laughter because I could not catch up to him.
You were chasing after him?
Yeah, when he was on the scooter.
Because we had one of those like scooters that had like basically like mini bike tires, so you could
Yeah.
put down my driveway.
I had one of those at one point. Those were a bitch when
You
the
ever
tires
get the
were
razor,
flat.
like the razor scooters, and you hit against your ankle, Worst feeling ever.
Have you ever tried pogoing with one of those? Because I
have.
I'm the best person I know at it.
I have, but I always ate shit.
I can get some fucking hops on those bitches. I'm not normally one to brag about things, but I can fucking pogo on those.
Are you one of those kids that brings a scooter to the skate park?
I'm one of those kids that like brings my phone and a camera like separately to the skate park because I just like watching.
I used to ride my bike every day, and I used to be like when I was let me add some backstory to this. So I used to collect Pokemon cards when I was really little, like let's say the age of 5 to like 8, maybe 9ish, and I'd collect a ton. And so I also like love riding my bike. And so in the neighborhood I lived in, there'd be like Pokemon card tournaments and stuff. And so we'd play, and people would get upset if you lose. So one day I got this really card, and I was bragging it to people. And so I put it away, and like, so my house worked was there was this door you open up, it's a little storage area, then you open up another door to my house. Yeah. And so usually that door unlocked sometimes because someone's home either way. Yeah. So one time, I think it was like a week after my birthday, I got the card, showing it off, went inside to eat dinner, right? Or I'm in the living room. I come out, my bike tires are slashed and my Pokemon cards are stolen.
Damn, dude, you got fucking robbed for your Pokemon cards and they slashed your tires?
8-year-old's bike tires.
Oh my god!
So we ended up we ended up calling the police, and we found the person who did it. It was I'll tell you guys after the podcast.
You tell us after.
But I remember just being like, you slash an 8-year-old's bike tires over a Pokemon card you could have gotten off the internet for like $20.
One time on April Fool's, I taped pictures of Slash, the musician, to my dad's car tires, and I told him I slashed his tires.
That's awesome.
Did you get beat?
No, he's a corrections officer, not a full cop.
Wow.
How timely.
Well done.
Oh, man.
Dang.
I think that's definitely another one of those topics where once we get too far into it, it's like we don't have enough time in the day to talk about that.
That's an endless conversation.
Yeah, that's a big prevalent thing.
Yeah.
Woo!
Lucky for us, we live in such like a small community where it's like it doesn't really affect us too much. Like, but like you look at global news, it's affecting everyone.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was like similar to a big case that happened, way back. That it happened in Mexico, like 6 months before the big case happened, and it was almost the exact same thing. Like the guy a cop had the knee onto the guy's neck, but nobody talked about it. It was kind of like, I mean, that's kind of fucked up. Why didn't anybody talk about that?
Honestly, yeah, because of where we live, my biggest issue is fucking getting a speeding ticket.
Yeah. We don't really have to worry about.
I think too.
Also, we're all white.
I think it's just media attention. I think it's just media attention with like certain things. Like you're going back. Why wasn't that brought up? I think it's just the fact that it was in like a town of Minnesota in the U.S. The media in the U.S. tends to be very out there.
Like, Mexico definitely has some ruling stuff that's kind of almost archaic when you think about it compared to other, like, have you ever heard of stories of people getting like thrown into prison in Mexico versus like they tried crossing the border to get away from fucking what are they called,
the cartels?
No, the people that issue the warrants, what are they called? Not like what are the marshals, U.S. Marshals. When people are trying to escape the U.S. Marshals and they like go over the Mexican border and get caught for a crime in Mexico and get thrown in prison, and they're like, oh fuck, this is like a lot worse than if the U.S. got their hands on me. It's kind of fucked up. You get beat the fuck out of.
I mean, the U.S. has done some pretty fucked up shit.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
Like,
do you remember which country hasn't done fucked up shit?
Do you remember the Iraq War?
The Principality of Sealand. I think they are the safest.
Now,
welcome
guys,
to the Splash Zone.
Here's a throwback question. Are the Philippines in Asia?
Oh my gosh. Want to answer that, studio audience?
Studio audience is our fact checker as well. Oh, man.
Do you know coronavirus was a hoax?
Coronavirus is a hoax?
Calm
no.
down, studio audience.
Yeah, calm down. Get the bonking bat for that one.
I got my first shot today.
Where's Jamie when you need him?
Which one of you guys wants to be our Jamie?
Yeah, he wants to put the clip up on the
He's
board.
the guy that Googles shit
Get
for Joe
the-
Rogan.
Give me a
Wow.
picture of Trish Paytas.
You going back to Trish Paytas, huh?
You can keep that.
In the vaginal fluids? You want to bring that up again?
We could also talk about James Charles and how he touches kids.
Could we talk about James Charles? It's a
we
recurring
didn't
theme.
talk about James Charles.
We need
last
to.
We've
We
been
took
talking about him for a
EDP.
while.
Yeah.
Bring it back up. Let's bring it back up.
He at least snaps them for nudes.
Yes.
I just don't understand why
Yes.
people would do that. Like I guess maybe like
He was
it's
desperate.
turns
Didn't
you
you
on.
hear the apology?
Yes.
Everyone's
James-
desperate.
James Charles can totally fucking
James-
pull dudes.
James
For
Charles
sure.
can fucking pull bussy for days.
Oh, well, I think that
Bushy.
I think he wants his pussy to get not to assume.
I mean,
You think he's gotten the
he's
surgery?
into plowing the bus.
Is he into it? Looks.
From what
He'd be that guy.
he's also a virgin still, according to him.
Oh really?
Is he?
At least he was years when fucking the bi sister or whatever. When that happened, he was a virgin. I don't know about these days.
Well, after that, he had to be slaying the boy puss.
The bushy.
The bushy.
My bussy is ready.
Oh, my bushy.
We really have new moan.
What?
Is that audio clip? Could someone please clip him moaning?
Of course.
Please.
I could moan for hours, dude. You fucking shitting me? You kidding me, Sean? Who are you speaking to?
I'm really uncomfortable.
You're uncomfortable? Okay, does it make you more
Don't rub my leg hair. Don't touch me.
Oh, man.
How's it going, Sean?
How's it going?
Are you going to jerk
What's
me
up?
off?
What's up?
I'm just let's just
Yeah.
Oh, my foot was stuck in your chair.
Oh,
We're good.
Okay.
man, we are getting hot and heavy
Sean,
on the
hot and
R.A.T.cast.
steamy.
Hot and steamy.
Sean, you got to accept it. We already heard you say you love the gays.
Yes.
Yeah, I support their decision. I have nothing against it.
Okay,
All right,
I
then.
respect it.
But if someone makes a move on me, I'm gonna respectfully decline.
Oh, okay. Can
All
we
right.
get a clap for that in the back? Thank you.
Applaud Mr.
Thank
Blue
you.
Eyes.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
I love having a studio audience.
This is great.
This is amazing.
We've really upgraded.
Yeah, dude.
You've gotten me and the studio
you
audience.
just came in. You can't say we yet.
This is the first day back.
Sean, I hate to tell you this. You can't come on another episode ever again.
That's
Ever
fair.
again.
No, that's fair. That is
After
very
all
fair.
your controversial statements about priests and
gays.
gays, what else did you
The
say?
stuff you said about the trans community, absolutely horrendous.
Oh yes.
Yes. Yes.
No support for the maps. You can't come back. I'm sorry.
Did I even talk about the maps?
I don't know if you did. You
Oh,
know
thank
about maps before?
No.
All right.
How can you hate topography maps? It's just.
Dude,
rude.
Earth Science sucked. I hated Earth
I
Science.
took Earth Science in middle school because me and Gabe were a year ahead of the curve.
Yes. Yes.
People, you know,
We had the sickest lab crew.
I feel like I didn't have a good lab crew because most of the time I would have to come in and just do them
Oh,
after
dude,
school.
remember what fucking Willie did to Austin's Earth Science thing when our freshman year? They were doing a presentation and Austin's was on like earthquakes, and Willie, in the word earthquake, he goes in between and he just types the N word. And so it just was Earth N-word quake.
Oh my
and
god.
Austin goes to fucking present it
Oh
like
my
that.
god. Oh.
That's so bad. High school was a weird time for all of us, I think. I feel
Oh my
like
God.
transitioning, we should talk about high school and just how weird that was in general.
I feel like that,
That
might have to be another
yeah,
episode.
that might have to be another episode. 'cause
Itself,
we're
a whole
getting,
topic
We're-
itself.
We're almost an hour.
Yeah, we're almost at an hour, man.
That's fair.
Whoa. I did not know.
I got some high school stories.
Are we gonna go hit the bottle now?
I think we should hit the
I
bottles.
feel like it's fair.
All right. Anybody have any parting words to give?
Well, it was an honor. Hopefully, I'm back on the podcast, but these two don't really like me, so
Fucking
that-
hate you.
that's up to the audience's reception of you.
that's very true.
We'll have a little vote down in the comments.
Put it in the comments whether or not you like Sean.
Hopefully, I'll be back on. If I'm not, I get it.
If there's even one comment saying they don't like Sean, you're not coming back.
Yeah.
That's very fair. You know, that's fair. That's very fair.
All right.
think that just about wraps things up. Do you have one to close that's gonna make me hurt internally?
No, I don't like to do that voice for closings. I just,
Like
you
tickle
know,
the
You don't
pickle?
like goodbyes.
I hate goodbyes.
How romantic.
all right, this is the end of the podcast. We're gonna fucking shove some sweaty dicks up our assholes. See you later.
Hot and steamy.